Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't need to explain this to you. You've done this before. I'd just like to remind you this is not exact science. So if something doesn't make sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what he's talking about. We communicate the best way we can. So we're going to talk to your grandfather today. And hang on, let me look at my notes, if I have any. He's coming in very, I don't want to say prim and proper. That's not the word I want to use. Very statuesque. That's for female. He's coming in very strong, as in his character. Very, I can't think of the right word. Sorry. Very standing very tall, very straight, very strong, very proper. That's not quite the right word either. But so I hope you get the gist because he's trying to. I think he's trying to validate that it's him. He liked things the right way. He wanted them done the right way. Kind of a my way or the highway type of thing, but not always 100% that way. And where do you want to go from here? He's asking you, where do you want to go from here? He's talking in a business type of way, and it doesn't necessarily mean a career. But it's not, what he's talking about is not like in your personal life. It's not like relationships and things like that. Where do you want to go from here? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You can still do it. Trying to get him to tell me exactly what. He keeps saying the word nursing, nursing, nursing. So even if you can't go to school to be a nurse, that you're a very caring individual, you're very compassionate. I don't have a nursing degree, but I've raised several kids, grandkids, had a licensed daycare in my home. So in that capacity, I still know. Sorry, grandson's dog. You have the compassion to help other people as if a nurse would. So even if you don't go to nursing school, you never have, that you've got the empathy and compassion to help other people in something like that, with their lives, with their health. Maybe not exactly with their health, but their hurt, their pain. I hope I'm making sense. Mine's kind of going everywhere. He says you have the ability to help people around you in a compassionate way, as if a nurse would. Like, let's say a little kid comes in and gets a shot, and the nurse puts a cute little Band-Aid on it with cartoon characters and gives them a sucker or something. Makes them feel better. That's what he's talking about. You don't have to have the degree. Maybe you do have the degree. I have no clue. Move this noisy phone. So he says, why can't you step out of your shell and do that? So evidently you're thinking maybe you can't do things like that. Or maybe you're not doing it well enough. He says, or maybe you're being stopped, which I don't know why. He says, do what makes your heart sing. There's something that you truly, truly want to do, And I feel like it's evidently towards this direction in some way that he says, you don't think you're good enough. You don't think you're capable enough. And like, even if it's like going into an, he's saying nursing home, and just talking to people and with your compassion and making them feel better just because they know you care. Even something just as simple as that. It doesn't have to be this big blown out RN degree type thing. He's showing you like, he's showing a scene in a nursing home where people are sitting at their lunch tables, and you go like from table to table and you talk to them and you give them a smile, and they can feel your compassion, and they know somebody cares. And especially like in a nursing home, where people don't think anybody cares anymore. They've just kind of been left there. He says, so in that broad capacity that he's talking about, you would be very good. Showing your empathy, he says. So he says, how soon do you want to do this? You want to wait till it's too late? He's saying that in your head, you are talking to somebody on the other side. It's a mother type figure. Now, I always say mother type because I always say little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your real blood grandmother that lives clear across the country that you talk to once a year. So this is somebody who feels like a mother to you, and you've been talking to them, and he wants you to know that they hear you. And she's bringing, he's making me want to cry. She's bringing you a great amount of love and compassion from her to you because she feels like you need it. So know that there's a great amount of love being sent to you. Okay, he's talking about some jingle bells, but he's showing me somebody wearing a pair of shoes and they jingle. I don't know. I don't know that they exactly have bells on them. It could be just something loose on the shoe that jingles. But you might, I don't know if it's a pair of your shoes or somebody around you and you hear them jingling all the time. If you haven't heard it, you will. I don't know that it exactly sounds like a bell. It's more like metal clicking. But he's showing like a loafer type shoe. Somebody's sitting there with their legs crossed, and all he's showing me is the bottom of the legs and the shoe. And like somebody's kicking their foot, and it's jingling, jingling, making some type of a noise. Or it makes something when they kick their foot, it makes something. Maybe it's not exactly on the shoe. Maybe they're actually the bed's. Maybe they're sitting on the edge of the bed, and when they jiggle their foot, it jingles. I don't know. We're going to stretch that one outside the box a little bit. They don't always explain exactly. We do the best we can. He says your hair looks beautiful. You should get up and fix your hair every morning and make yourself feel pretty. He says, but you are beautiful inside, but sometimes we need the outside to look pretty too to make us feel better. He says, get up, comb your hair, put some makeup on, a little lipstick or something, and make yourself feel pretty. Don't wait for somebody else to try to say something to you to make you feel pretty. Make yourself feel pretty. I don't care what everybody else says. I don't care if somebody thinks I'm ugly or if somebody thinks I'm pretty. It's what I feel inside, what makes me feel okay, what uplifts me. That's what he's trying to say. Do that for yourself. And he says, and poo poo, poo poo, and he's saying bad words. He's poo poo what the others think. He's first and foremost, have compassion for yourself. And trust how you feel. Nobody else knows how you feel except you. And I think he's talking physically. Trust how you feel. Trust what you think is right as far as your health. And it'll be okay. Trust in the divine. He says, I've been here long enough that I understand how things work up here. Trust in the divine. Be grateful for what you have, even if you don't have very much. Just be grateful you have a roof over your head, that you're still breathing, that you can see, that you can hear. He says, and that will make your compassion even grow bigger for others to feel. So you are like a, I don't want to say angel, that's being a little dramatic. Again, I don't know what word to use. I'm at a loss for words today, and that's unusual. But that's your job, to make others feel better. But don't forget to do it for yourself first. Because if we deplete ourselves, we have nothing to give others. I always thought it was selfish. When I first started learning this work, I thought, oh my gosh, that's selfish to just worry about myself. Because us women don't do that. We take care of everybody else until we're, so tired we can't stand up. He says, do yourself first. It's your job to take care of you. Because nobody else will do it like you know it needs to be done. He's being very soft-hearted, I expected the way he walked in, he was going to be all big and bold, but he's being very soft-hearted. He says, I see your tears. He's kind of showing your head down and little tears dropping off. But just remember how lucky you really are. Even in worse situations, you're still better than a lot of other people in their situation. So don't forget to call on all your past loved ones. We can each help you in individual ways. Something about seeing hearts. So watch for, maybe you might look down at the floor and there's a piece of paper that looks like it's in the shape of a heart. You might see a rock that's in the shape of a heart. You might see a picture walking down a hallway in the shape of a heart, hearts on it or something. So watch for hearts to be a sign from him. He's sending you tons and tons of love. He says, because you deserve it. So don't hide your compassion. Let it flow. Don't bottle it up inside. Let that flow. Other people need it. He says, just remember I love you. Draw on me for strength. Ask me for help if you need a little extra strength. And don't forget, the world is not as wicked as it seems. Well, it doesn't seem like that right now, does it, with all the stuff going on? Know that you are blessed and you're here for a reason. So he says, get busy and get to work. You are here to help others in ways that you may not understand, in ways you may not know how to do yet, but just let it flow. Share it. And with that, he's going to leave. He blew you a kiss, and then he kind of put his head down and he's walking away. I don't know what that's all about for sure. Okay, my dear. That was a little different. Not quite the message I expected out of him when he walked in, but that was pretty cool. So share your compassion. We all need it right now. You evidently have a lot of it to give. So don't keep it all for yourself. But don't give away too much where it depletes you, if that makes sense. Go take a bubble bath. And ask them for help. They cannot override your free will choice. You have to ask, and then you have to be willing to receive whatever they put forth in front of you, if that's what you want. If not, you don't have to. You got free will choice. I say no to them all the time, and they go, we brought you good stuff, Rhonda. Why are you ignoring it? Because I can. Okay. Much love to you, my dear. Hope you're doing well. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.